Have you ever had an event that broke your confidence or shook you? Maybe it was an event, maybe it was a mistake, maybe it was something that took your breath away, something you didn't expect, but you didn't know how to recover. Well, when I was in the throes of all of our miscarriages and double diagnosed with cancer, it really rocked my world. I did not know how to be a woman with cancer who was losing the opportunity to ever have children again and be a valuable part of the world. I just couldn't figure that out. When I look back to that time in my life, I had no self-confidence. My self-esteem was not there at all. And I really didn't know how to function. My confidence was completely rocked. But over time, I have realized and gained a lot of experience helping other people how to go through that process and how to get back to the place where you feel confident and can move around in the world with a better understanding of how you fit. This episode is going to be all about what to do when your confidence is shaken or a life event rocks your world. I always say grab a pen and paper, but this one you might want to just listen to and then go back to and grab a pen and paper and take notes from there.
Have you ever felt held back by self-doubt, whether it's speaking up in a meeting or connecting with others or simply just believing in your own worth? Well, you're not alone. Welcome to the Crazy Confidence Coach podcast. I'm Heather Edwards, Master Certified Life Coach, and my goal is to empower you to step into your most authentic, confident self. Here, you're going to discover practical strategies and powerful insights to help you improve your communication, deepen those relationships, and elevate your self-esteem. And each week, I'm going to guide you through some actionable tips and mindset shifts that are specifically designed to help you break free from fear, show up boldly in every area of your life, and build crazy confidence. Are you ready to stop hiding in the shadows, playing small, and avoiding the spotlight? Grab your favorite pen and a notebook, and let's get to it.
When your confidence is shaken or a life event rocks your world, it is so normal to feel unsettled and uncertain. Here are some practical ways or some steps that you can take that will help you kind of regain that footing or figure out how to get moving forward again. The great news about this is that it isn't the same for everyone, so you don't have to compare your journey to anyone else's. Just listen in, figure out what parts of these that you can do for yourself if this is you. If you're someone who is shaken to your core, if your confidence is not up to par, or if you've had an event that has rocked your world. The very first thing that I am always an advocate for and I work with my clients on is taking time to process what happened. You need to acknowledge what happened and you have to explore the feelings that you have. Feelings will change over time, but each step of the way, you have to process those feelings. You have to process the thoughts that are creating the feelings. And if you don't, that will delay your ability to gain confidence and move past whatever has happened. So take the time to truly process what you feel and how those feelings are showing up. So if you're feeling fear or sadness or anger, confusion, disappointment, embarrassment, whatever it is, if you're suppressing the feelings, they will make it worse. Promise. I know this very well because I did this and I want to help you not do that. So learning how to do processing emotion is one of the things that I think is the most critical thing as a business leader, as a parent, as a child. It's just something that is essential in our world. And if you can do nothing else but learn how to process emotions and the feelings that you have based on your thoughts, it will change your life exponentially. I love helping people do this, and I love watching how people blossom when they learn how to do this. So make sure that you allow yourself to take time to process whatever your event is or whatever this life-changing event is, and that shaking of the confidence. What is it that shook it up? Figure out how to process those feelings, okay? The next thing you want to do is just seek support. Support can look like a trusted friend, a family member, a life group, a grief group, a coach, and a therapist, any kind of person or something that you can do that gets you talking or sharing your thoughts and maybe getting some other perspectives. One of the things that I do is I just help people process whatever the true feelings they are that they are having. And then I help them learn how to process that feeling in real time. Like truly put your hand on your heart, feel what your body's doing, and then process it. Because that feeling, whatever the thoughts are and the feelings are that are there, if you aren't processing them, you're not moving forward. So you won't ever get past the event or the trauma or whatever is going on with you, and it just takes away your confidence. So seek support, however that looks for you. It can be hiring me, it can be going to your best friend, it can be going to your mom, it can be going to a church group. However that is, make sure you seek support. The next thing I think is very important and a little bit overlooked. One thing that you have to do when you have something that's kind of rocked you to your core is you have to focus on self-care. Self-care may look like saying no when you're asked to do more. You're asked to go enjoy friends, or you don't have to make that extra potluck meal to share with a friend. Whatever it is, you're going to need to step back and prioritize your self-care. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, the basics, plenty of nutrition. Make sure you're moving, not just laying in bed and overthinking all the stuff that you're going through, and truly relaxing. Stressful periods in our life really drain us physically and mentally, and that extra self-care will help you exponentially get through it. The other thing you can do is use mindfulness practice, prayer, deep breathing, meditation, journaling, taking a walk. All of those things just slow you down a bit and help you stay grounded. And literally, if you want to go grounding, take your shoes off and go take a walk in the grass. And that connects you with the energy of the earth, and you literally become more grounded. The next thing that is really important, or maybe not in the beginning, but as you start becoming more aware of where you are in the process, is reframing negative thoughts. When you figure out the repetitive thoughts that you're having and you identify anything that is self-critical or catastrophic, and you're maybe repeating those thoughts over and over, you've got to challenge those thoughts. You have to challenge that self-critical, catastrophic thinking. What you think about creates how you're feeling. So sometimes it takes writing it all down, doing a brain dump and writing down all those thoughts, and then looking at it later, or even at that moment, and picking one of those thoughts to pick apart. One of those thoughts to get really curious. Is this thought on target? Is it helping me? Is it serving me? Is it helping me move forward? Am I being sensational? Or is it even truth? Sometimes when we have something really big happen in our life, for me, when I was having when I had all my miscarriages and knew I was following that up with a hysterectomy, I felt like I wasn't valuable to my relationship anymore. Those were my thoughts. I'm not any valuable, I'm not valuable in this relationship anymore, which was absolutely not true. So I think we have to, at some point, question the thoughts, the catastrophic thinking, and the things that we are going through, and making sure that we're not being over dramatic. The next thing you're going to do is start setting small, achievable goals. You're going to need to break this habit of thinking that you can't do it. So you're going to do small things that create small wins. And as you do these things that make you feel like you can be successful again, you'll start to feel a little bit more self-confident. You're going to build on that and let that snowball. complete small tasks and then let that momentum build. And then as you sense more control in yourself, do bigger tasks and do bigger wins and challenge yourself step by step. That will help you by doing those little things. But setting bigger goals and setting yourself up for failure will only exacerbate what's going on. So just do small, achievable goals. And then something I didn't really consider when I was going through a lot of my stuff, but I had a friend talk to me about this, and I have learned that it is very true as I work with clients, is that you just want to avoid making major decisions. So major decisions are big decisions, are really impactful to our lives. And when we're emotional or when we're feeling down or we're not feeling quite ourselves and something has put us in a defensive place in our life, it's not the time to make big decisions. It's not the time to go big or go home. Now, can you go big or go home and it works out okay? Yes, of course. But for the most part, most of us, when we're in this place of really struggling and your confidence is shaken and a life event has rocked your world, it's probably not the time to quit your job, move across the world, and leave everybody that you know. I do know people who've done that, and it's worked out. Actually, I have a friend who moved to Mexico, and she is living her best life doing that. So there are some exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, avoid that. The next thing is evaluating, reflecting, and seeking meaning of your situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? And how can this be positive? Are there any pluses? When my husband and I were faced with the fact that our ability to have kids was not going to happen, we actually sat down and we talked about what are the pluses of not having children. Now, this is hard when you want to have a family and you want to have kids and you want all of that. It was a very challenging thing, but I knew that we needed something to reflect on when we were in our darkest times, because I knew dark times would be coming and I knew it wouldn't be easy. And because of the cancer, we made the choice not to adopt, not to do the things that other people always ask. Well, why didn't you just do this? Well, when you're battling cancer, that is not the time to adopt children. So we knew that this was just not going to be an option for us, but there are still pluses in all of it. It's hard to decide what are pluses when it's something you want really badly, or if it's something that you desire. But it's helpful because when you have a time where things are really difficult, you can reflect on what are the benefits. For us, here are a few of the things that were beneficial. Having a cleaner house, having the money that we wouldn't have otherwise because having children is quite expensive, being able to go on vacations. That particular year when I was diagnosed with cancer, we went on like 5 or 6 vacations. If we had children, that would have never happened. There were just things that we decided were pluses. And those things, when we were making the list, we were in a restaurant, and I have to laugh because when we were coming up with our list of pluses, one of the pluses that we actually wrote down was being able to go to a restaurant and have a peaceful meal. Because while we were making this list, we were in a restaurant and there was a couple with a child that was making their dinner miserable. So even in the moment of us wanting children, wanting a family, there were still pluses. Though I only share that to give you an example. Sometimes even what you want isn't all that pretty on the other side, or all of it isn't pretty. There's give and take on everything. The last thing I'll talk about is just considering professional help. For me, I did go seek therapy. At the time, that was what I thought I needed. It did not help me very much at all. And that's actually how I ended up in coaching. And I got coached for about 2.5, 3 years. But that initial 3 years was when I was coaching on a lot of the things that I dealt with children and cancer and all of those things. And so for me, that was what got me over that big challenge. So if you need a therapist, if you need a coach, whatever you need, go seek that help. And remember, it's okay to feel shaken. It's okay to get support. It's okay to not have confidence. It's okay to really be at a place where you feel like you're starting over and simply just rebuild your confidence and rediscover your hope after a difficult event or a difficult challenge in your life. Many of us, most of us, I want to almost say all of us, because I just know most of the people that I know have been through something extremely challenging. You too can get through it. You can see sunshine on the other end and become a better you. I hope this has been helpful. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm congested today for whatever reason. And I took a walk and did all the things thinking it would help, and it didn't. But here we are. So don't forget, it isn't that hard. You just need to do a few things. You're going to take time to process what happened. You're going to seek support from, you can either do friends or family or whatever. Focus on your self-care. Reframe negative thoughts, set small, achievable goals, avoid making major decisions, and then evaluate and reflect and seek meaning. If all of those things are still a challenge for you, the last and most importantly, if you're struggling to the point where you can't see through the weeds, consider getting professional help. There's help out there. You are not alone, and you can get somebody to walk this walk with you. So have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a blast. I would love for you to do me a huge favor and either go leave a rating or a review. And if you really love the podcast or you've learned anything at all, please pass it on to a friend or a family member that might enjoy the podcast as well. That's how I grow, and that's how I'm able to continue bringing you content. If you are interested in coaching, just go to thecrazyconfidencecoach.com. You can sign up for a free discovery call there. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you next Tuesday so we can build our crazy confidence together. Love you big.